saying she is a lovely producer, and we're so lucky to have her.
Oh, okay. I
And
thought
then she
that's what you were saying.
but can you see her? Because she froze.
I thought that's what you were saying. Hold on. You ready for my impression of Tony real quick before we go live?
Hit it.
Chris?
Yeah, hit it.
Wait,
Hey,
that's my impression
that's
of
the sickest shit.
Wait, I know. Wait, now she froze, but it's all good. I think we're live, man. We're live. Welcome to Man TV. What's up, y'all? I'm your host, Richard Hall. And you know I can't do this show without my brother from another mother, Chris Smith. What's good, Chris?
What's good, bro? It's good to be back on here. Good to be doing our show another week.
Man, exactly. And it's funny because this is the last. I can't believe it. Like we've been going that hard.
Bro, the
This is
season
the
went by
last
quick.
show for the season. Yeah, this is crazy. Like it's already getting ready to be summer. I mean, granted, it already feels hot as hell. You know what I mean? It's hot as hell.
I got a
Uh,
fan sitting next to me right now.
Man, I'm sitting right next to like the little AC, like for real. I'm sitting right
Yeah.
next to the vent. You know, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this show because you came up with this topic and I love this topic
Actually,
because
Latifah did. Latifah Downs did.
oh, she did.
Yeah, she sent that earlier. I think it was like Monday. So you had a great topic,
Oh,
which that would have been a nice one to go with this week. I was looking forward to that one too. But yeah, she sent this one, so yeah, it worked out.
oh, okay. So Latifah did this topic. Now it's
Yep.
interesting. It's interesting
Hey,
because
everybody. We're just having some
I rem-
issues trying to get on. Of course,
we're
our platform or our provider is having some issues because I'm getting some messages. Hopefully, Richard and Chris can get on, but I just told them both when we were about to go live that it's probably so damn hot. It's melting the damn cable lines. So just hang tight. How you doing, Miss Jacqueline? Uh, Trying to get everybody on. So just bear with me. Bear with us. So I'm hoping you guys had a good day. I don't want to bring this in to have just like dead air, but I'm bringing Chris in now. Because like I said, we were having a technical issue as we were trying to get on air. Hey, Chris.
Look, I paid my bill this week, so I don't want nobody to say that. Look, I paid the bill this time. I didn't get the red note this time. I got the yellow one. The yellow one said you got until the 26th. This ain't the 26th shit.
The yellow one.
The yellow one. I put $4.25 on this month. I should have been.
Oh good. My gosh! All right,
Wait,
so I'm bringing Richard in now. We were having some technical issues with our provider, and hopefully it won't last.
I hear you.
No,
Tony.
We don't hear you.
Tony,
What?
so you mean the whole damn time that we've been talking for the past 5 minutes, we haven't been on the air?
Hey, we had a good conversation with ourselves.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Hey, but the crazy thing is we sit up here going back and forth. We see the banner pop up and then you get on. We like, what the hell is going on?
Wait, hold on. Hello, guys. So I'm gonna need those BDS report sheets. Yeah. You're not live right now.
You're still talking, but no one's listening and no one's
okay.
Well, Jacqueline says that she saw you.
See,
so
that's what really happened. We were live, Chris, but Tony just wanted to show who's boss. That's what happened.
You know what? Trust me, the way I'm feeling right now.
Stop messing with her. You keep messing with her. I'm like,
I know she's gonna cut me off.
Oh my God!
Like Father God, I'll be like, yeah, watch Man TV.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay, so it looks like we did start the show, and because I'm looking at the comments, Jacqueline said that she saw us. You were on the air. You know, Anjali said that she saw us. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So Tony was just playing boss right now. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what
Trust
happened.
Hey,
me, you
cut your
guys
shit off at
know
any given time.
no, you know the backstory. Trust me, I am not
What
trying to be
the
boss.
backstory? You ready,
I'm
Chris? The
trying not to
backstory.
do anything. What?
Tony, we love you. That's Richard fucking with you. I don't do that. That's Richard
Right.
messing with you. I
Here's the
love you.
backstory.
I want to
Welcome
be
to Man
on.
to Man, Real World, Real Talk.
Tony, I'm not riding with him right now.
See, and Jacqueline, and she's clowning too. She's like, she says she saw you. She says Tony's trying to sweat you. I'm not,
Uh,
Hey, but
Jacqueline.
I had to
Trust me,
tell
that's
him.
I
exactly what
didn't.
happened.
Oh my
I had to
god.
explain to them we paid our bill. We only got the yellow note. We didn't get the red one yet. They said we had until the 26th. We put $4.25 on the bill. That means we get it until the 26th. That's all I'm saying,
26.
man. They
Right.
rushing this shit.
Oh my god.
Oh
Well,
my God.
you guys are on air, so
Jacqueline said it's gonna be Real Woman tonight.
It's gonna be real woman to woman sick of this shit.
Oh my God. That was good. It's gonna be Real Woman tonight because Tony was cutting us the hell off. She was like, my damn internet cables are melting. I don't want to connect none of them. We
look,
done.
I told you it's like 200 degrees here in
Yeah, that
Vegas.
Vegas
I
ain't no
swear it is.
Oh
It
my God.
is. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna sit and do
Don't cut us
nothing.
off though. Don't cut us off though,
no.
Tony.
Seriously?
Just let it keep
Wait.
going, Tony. We good. We got it from here.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Look, if you're just tuning
gonna cry
into the
in the
show
car.
right now, what's that?
She gonna
What'd
cry
you
in the
say?
car.
She gonna cry in the car. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, what's up,
Serious?
Diana? What's up, Jacqueline? What's up, Diana? I see you. Look, look, she had to come on. She gonna talk some shit with you,
Yeah.
Chris. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
Cause see, now I see how you guys really feel.
Tony,
Chris,
I love you.
what was that?
Tony, I love you. Look. It's me and you. We good.
Okay.
I don't want to fight with you. This black on black crime is killing me.
No, wait.
I'm
Next
hurt.
thing you know, oh, you hurt right now, Chris? Hold up.
Every time she starts to talk crazy to me, I'm like, ow. Like, don't.
Hey,
don't
every time she talk crazy to me, I'm just gonna fall asleep. I'm just falling asleep every single time she talk crazy. Go ahead, Tony.
Let us get to the show. We ain't talking about
I know.
nothing.
Stop it, Richard. See, no, you're not asleep. Look. You know what? You know what?
All
Go
right.
to hell.
Okay, I won't be asleep.
I'm done. I am done. I can't stand you.
Look, I know I'm gonna still have my job.
Thank you, Chris.
Hey, welcome
Hey.
to Real World, Real Talk House, man.
Hey, you better stop. Hey, you better stop. He playing,
Okay,
Tony.
I'll leave Tony alone.
He playing. Tony, he playing. Go
All
ahead,
right,
bro.
I'm gonna leave. Okay, you guys. All right, let's get with it. Let's get to it. All right. So if you're just tuning in right now, there was obviously like a little technical difficulty. Our producer of the show, she wanted to play boss, and she just cut us off like it was nobody's business, even though we were live already. She said, "I'm tired of hearing y'all talk all this mess," and so she just cut us off real abruptly and everything, and then said it was technical difficulties.
I just want to say I don't agree with none of that. She's a great producer, and Richard does his job great too. And we're just gonna keep it going because everybody does a great job.
Oh my God. So look, man. So yeah, because you and me, Chris, we went in, we got live already. We were talking, doing the show. What's up, Tasha? I see you on there. Seriously, Tony. Seriously. I see you comment. Seriously. Yes.
Not
seriously.
Not
No.
serious.
So yeah. So anyway, we're back to it. So tonight, all right, we're gonna get serious now. We're gonna get serious. Right. At least we're gonna try to, but I'm gonna try not to pull a Tony. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it pulling a Tony.
Bro, you really not gonna let her off the hook, are you? You like this the last show? Look, this is the last show of this season, and you really finna look. You done brought it back on.
Yeah.
Your ass is all out.
Like,
You finna get a whooping. You finna get a whooping. Not you're about to get a whooping. You're finna get a whooping.
wait,
Really?
hold on. She's back on. She's mad. Hold on, y'all.
Go to hell, Richard.
I'm not going with you, bro.
Go to hell.
Jesus loves me. I am staying here.
Okay, so let me tell you what he's doing, okay? So you guys aren't in the dark. And that way you'll understand that he is really, really fucking with me, okay? So earlier, before we were coming on air, go to hell, Richard. I have been so tired. So tired. I'm so burned out, right? So I start setting everything up. Richard, I'm going to kill you. I start setting everything up and I send them a message.
No, how early? If you're going to explain it, you're going to say it right. You're not going to just
yeah, but I'm gonna get there like, so they understand.
Yeah, please tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why they're doing this to me is because, like I said, I'm really tired. And that is when we get to this point where we go on hiatus and I need a break. Because I've been doing, see, they're not telling you the whole story. I've been doing every show, every show.
Welcome to
since January.
Man.
Tony, you even feel, look, hold on. Let's have a moment.
Not only am I sitting on the shows, I'm writing the shows, and I also work. So I'm really tired. So tonight, I sent them a message and I said, okay, I'm getting set up, you guys. And that's what I do every week, right? Mm-hmm. So I then look at the clock and I'm thinking, why the hell ain't they on yet? Normally they're on. So I send them a message that says 8 minutes. Uh-huh. And so I can't remember if it was Richard or if it was Chris.
It was me.
That said,
and me.
The show starts at 7:00. And I looked at the clock again and I'm like, fuck, it's 6.
Hey, so look, she rushing. She like, why they not on the show yet? See, this is why I don't mess with niggas. They don't ever do nothing else.
They always late.
Hey, but had me tripping though. She talking about 8 minutes. I started looking at my phone like, did I forget?
I was too.
And then
I was looking at my phone too, man.
What time do we be having practice on Thursdays? I know it's not 5:00. Like you really had me tripping. Like,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
And see, even Jacqueline says I've been a trooper. She said I've been a trooper. Yep, Jacqueline, I have. Yes, so
and you
don't let
the reunion too. So
exactly. You know, so it's like I deserve a little respect where people aren't falling asleep on me on camera.
I feel you. Now do me a favor. Do me a favor. We ain't started the show yet.
I'm fading.
I'm gonna need you to do your reunion of watching the show as we get the show started. Love you, Tony.
Love you, Tony.
Goodbye.
So, bro,
I am out of here.
But don't worry, Sugar requests you to come back on screen in a little while.
She'll be back. Another Quelo. She'll love me in the morning.
Another Quelo. You'll love me tomorrow. Oh, man. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, that was our lovely producer, Tony Breedlove. She keeps us going, man. She makes us look so good, Chris. She really does. And I talk my mess about her because, you know, it's all love on the Hot Topics Talk Radio Network.
Definitely.
It's all love. She writes everything.
The easy part. Just
we do the easy part. We come on and we just, you know, be ourselves and talk a lot of mess and talk shit, and that's what we do.
Yep.
And Tony, you know, she's always looking for a way to make the network even better. You know, we have a lot of hot things that are getting ready to roll out the pipeline. I'm hoping that we you know, when we come back in August, that, you know, we're able to unroll those things in August. Like
August 9th.
I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, August 9th. So if you guys don't know, you're just tuning in. This week, this show is going to be our last show for the season. We're going to be coming back in August 9th. And this is like the perfect show because, of course, Father's Day weekend is happening this upcoming weekend. Father's Day is this weekend. Father's Day. And remember, Chris, last year we did the show about the mothers that try to celebrate, Father's Day and all that type of
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. So if you didn't get a chance to see that show, make sure you go to the Hot Topics Talk Radio website. That's hottopicstalkradio.com. Check out all of our old shows. You can also check out some of the other shows on the Hot Topics Talk Radio website. As
Mhm.
well, you can check out our sponsors, because the sponsors are the ones that keep us live. They keep us going. They keep everything functioning and all
Bills
that good stuff.
paid.
So yeah, they keep us right. You know what I mean? So of course we got to thank our very own Gina Smith at SPMG Media. We have to thank Real World News. Well, I'm sorry, Urban Sentinel
That's
from
right.
the host on the show, Reggie Kearney. He does Real World News. He's also responsible for Urban Sentinel and FES Protection, as well as Shades of Africa in 2 locations. So make sure you go over there, check out hottopicstalkradio.com and our sponsors and our old shows. So tonight's topic, the impact of a father. So you told me that Latifah came up with this topic, right, Chris?
Hmm.
Okay, so now what did you get from it when you were reading it, and like her comment, like what were you getting off of it? Because when you sent me the message about the show, you were like, yeah, this would be a hot one and this and that.
Well,
What were you
like
feeling?
my thing is when I first read like just the way, and I reworded it just a little bit, but when I first thought about the topic, it's like you kind of really sometimes can forget, just how impactful a father or even a father figure is in a young person's life, and even up to an adult's life. And I started thinking about just
Right.
like my life and how, like, if I didn't have my dad, how my life would have turned out. And then also focusing on like other people's lives that don't have fathers, and just watching how their lives, kind of turned out. And not to say that, oh, my situation was better, but because I had a father. But I feel like because I had a father, it kind of gave me the balance that I needed. I mean, for I grew up with my mom at first, and then my parents didn't get married until late. But it was almost like, to me, the way I look at it, it was a perfect transition, because I started living with my mom, and it gave me that balance of understanding women and learning how to be respectful and listen,
Oh,
and how to do the things that a man should do for a woman. And then it's like, then I moved with my dad, and I learned all the cool shit. You know what I'm saying? How to dress fly, how to hang out with the guys, how to play sports. So it was almost like it was just the best of both worlds. And I feel like when you don't have a father, especially for a woman, I think you miss a big part of something that you need, not just as a child, but down the line in life.
no, no doubt. I mean, I agree. That's the truth. I mean, a father's role is definitely key in life. I mean, like me growing up, the story and stuff, and some of the listeners that have been, watching the show for some time, they know that my father, that was my best friend.
Hmm.
You know, so with Father's Day coming up, it's a happy day because of course the Hall legacy continues,
Hmm.
but it's a sad day because 4 years ago I lost my dad.
Right.
And so of course there's a portion of me that's still grieving, you know and so even in his death, it's still impacting me. But then when I think about growing up,
Hmm.
I didn't grow up where my father came home from work every single day or anything like that. There were years that I didn't see my father,
Right.
you know? And so later on, as I got older, that was when the relationship really started building,
Hmm.
and so there's, I have mixed emotions about how impactful a father can be, because sometimes when a father isn't in the child's life, of course you leave that child to just out there to learn pretty much whatever on their
Right.
own, or from people they watch, or maybe mentors, or and so I have mixed emotions a little bit, because even with my son,
Stand up.
unfortunately I'm not around him every single day,
Yeah.
you know
Well, I think, I mean, if you really look at it, society has changed a lot. Whereas back in the day, as far as like when my father was younger and stuff, and my father is what, 66 or 65. I don't know. But anyways,
Wait, 60 something.
look, 60 something, mid 60s. But the thing
Yeah,
is, him growing up, you know,
yeah,
there wasn't that time of where fathers were coming home and, taking their kids out and spending that type of quality time. I don't know if that was really big. I mean, they kind of brought home the bacon and made sure the bills and everything were taken care of, and the
right.
moms, kind of held the household down and made sure that, the kids got to school and school work was done and all that kind of stuff. I think with the generation of
No
today, and I
doubt.
mean, it sounds like you still pretty much had the tail end of that, because your dad is real, he was real old school, and it's like he took care of
Oh,
business. At
definitely.
the end of the day, you knew you didn't have to worry about food, so it's
Yeah.
like he was that
But see
real.
that, but see that's a credit, and I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a credit to a resourceful mother too. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like my mom was extremely resourceful in making sure that me, my brother, and my sister, have food
yeah,
and things like that, because there was a lot that she had to do on her own, especially like when they separated, you know. But and even when they separated, I didn't see my dad for years, but he would come around and things like that. But I think the most impactful thing was what my ninth grade counselor told me,
mm.
because I tried to use that as an excuse on why I had bad grades one time in the ninth grade. I swear. Because how you watch these shows and stuff
Yeah.
on TV, well, my dad's not
Hey, you
home,
was
and
trying to act
that's
white
why I
for a
got.
second. You was trying to act white for
Man,
a
I
second.
had a moment. I had a moment. I was like, but my dad's not home, so that's what bothers me, Mister Capicelli. And I told Mister Capicelli that, and he said one of the most profound things to me, man, at that time. At the tender age, of like what 13, something like that.
Yeah.
He told me, he said, Richard, he said, you decide who you want to be.
Mm.
He said, you mean to tell me that Mister Potato Head is smarter than you? And I was sitting here, I was like, what do you mean, Mr. Potato Head? And he was like, well, Mr. Potato Head understands. And he used to have this little potato head sitting like on his desk. And he would say,
Okay.
Mr. Potato Head, can change his nose, can change his ears. He has the ability to change. But what you're
Yeah.
telling me right now is you don't have that ability to change.
Mm.
You have the right to
That's
make
actually well put. I like
yeah, that
that.
was deep. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, you have the right to make a decision on what you want to do in life and who you want to become. Just because your father isn't home every single day, or, doesn't, you haven't seen him in all these years, that
Hmm.
means that you can be the father that does come home every day, that your kids can see you
But
all
see,
the time.
and I'll be honest with you, in that situation right there, it's like lucky you, because a lot of kids don't have like that father figure or a man that'll step up and do things. I mean, I look at today's generation, and
Right.
the boys of today without fathers, they're lost. They're learning everything on the streets. They're learning everything within their friends or what they see on TV. So when you
Right.
wonder why there are no more gentlemen in the world, well, I mean, look at what's being taught. But at the same time, it's like, look at what women are projecting as well to make men not want to do that. And I say that lightly because, here you'll say, well, oh, men don't open the doors or men don't do this kind of stuff. But then at the same time, you'll watch TV and you'll see men going out of their way to do that. And then like these Desperate Housewives or, all that type of House of Atlanta, they'll say
Yeah.
stuff. Oh well, he has to do better than that. Like I'm a top priority. Like
Right.
it just the society just is just real mixed up with that sort of stuff. So
No, it is. I agree. It is sort of mixed up because, for one, like you take the fathers that, do the joint upraising of a child.
right,
You have all of these mothers that really make it kind of difficult, to even, be in their child's life.
yeah,
And so, then you have to wonder, like, okay, how can I be truly impactful, to my son or my daughter's life when I have this person that's, trying to literally keep me away,
yeah.
and I think see, Jacqueline, she said it perfectly. She said we need to get back to the basics. We need to get back to the basics. I love that.
Explain that
Where,
because I want to know what she means by getting back to the basics.
well, I
Like
want to
I
see
would
what she
love
means.
to
Yeah.
hear that because
Well,
my
in
thing
my
is
opinion, in
go ahead.
my opinion, getting back to the basics on what I think she's saying as far as getting back to the basics, and maybe she can clarify, Jacqueline. Please clarify if you can. What I hear is at the end of the day, keep it simple.
Mhm.
Fathers be fathers to their kids, mothers be mothers to their kids, you
Right.
know, and at the end of the day, quit playing all the damn games. Like, stop trying to, keep the children away from the fathers, or and all the drama, man. I think that's what it is. Reality TV has made drama, made the lives even more drama filled. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But I was going to
If
ask
that
you a
makes sense.
question because I thought about this the other day. And, remember how back in the days, you had a bunch of deadbeat dads and a bunch of dads that were just
Yeah.
never around. That was kind of like the top, especially for African Americans. That was the big thing. They're not in their children's lives. But do you think
But
that's
they say
changed?
that, but
Well, and
I,
I ask you that, hold on. I ask you that because out of all the friends that I have and all the men that I know, black men especially that are like fathers, I don't see too many bad dads anymore. For the most part,
I don't
most of
either.
my friends are in their kids' lives.
Right.
But is
Well,
that
I
just
know of
me, or do you
maybe
notice the
one.
same thing?
No, I know. I definitely see a difference where there's a lot of fathers in their children's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they live across the country or out of the states and things like that. There's definitely a change. I think the media, of course, wants to always just make it that black women are whores, and black guys, all of them wear their pants below their ankles or whatever on their ass, and you know what I'm saying. We all smoke weed, and we all do drugs, and we're all drug dealers and thugs. And I think that it's sad that that part of what you just said isn't highlighted, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people. Look at you. You take your daughter to her daddy daughter dance. I'm a dad that goes to all of my daughter's sports events and stuff. I know a lot of great fathers
Right.
that are in their children's lives, even when they're not together with the mom. Like, I know a
Hey, but
dude
let me ask
who,
you this question: who do you
yeah,
think ends up in a worse position not having a father? Do you think it would be boys or men or women? Well, let's start off just for kids, boys or girls.
man.
Who really needs their fathers more? Like, you think they take a hit, like
Well,
like their
both.
lives turn out a little bit harder without a father?
Honestly, I think both, but I really believe that a woman, a child, a daughter, her
Mm-hmm.
life, you know, because a daughter's life is probably a. I
I
mean,
agree.
there's really no like good answer here, but I honestly think that the girls, like a daughter, because or there wouldn't be that saying, daddy issues. You
Yeah.
know, young girls grow up to have daddy issues, and they can get themselves in toxic relationships, or these guys that are just showing them a false, sense of love and attention that they want, and they just think that this is as good as it gets
Yeah.
because they don't want that man to leave them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, guys
Yeah.
will bounce back.
And I'll actually give you my opinion on it as well. I honestly agree that I think it's girls that actually suffer more because I think
Yeah.
as boys, as we're growing up, we tend to get more of our lessons from our mothers at an early stage, just as far as being respectful. I think when it comes to like hard work and cleaning and sports and maybe a tough mentality, that comes from a
Right.
father. But regardless, I think as boys and as men, that normally seems to tie into us at some point down the line in our life. Whereas with a woman
Right.
or a girl, that literally puts up a shield for trust issues automatically, and a lack of knowledge in men because they
Right.
didn't have that person to see that. You know what I
But see,
mean?
no, I understand exactly what you're saying. But see, then a lot of times I go back to what Mr. Capicelli says. In life, there's always an example around. Our at the end of the day, we're humans. We're smart people. We were made
Right.
perfectly. You know what I mean? And so our common sense has to click in at some point and say, okay, that's right and that's wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, like a guy knows the difference between right and wrong, and a woman knows the difference between right and wrong. And what I mean by that is like, you look at the comment right now. Diana, she said, I learned a lot by not having my dad around. So
Okay.
now I don't know all the details to that, but what I get from that is she learned what to not look for. Or maybe she was impacted so much to where she was like, you know what, I don't ever want to experience this like this, so maybe I want to find somebody that's opposite of this. Or
Yeah.
there's always that
But I'll be
contrast, you know what
honest
I
with
mean?
you. I don't think there's a truthful woman out there that will say I'm a well. And I take that back. I won't go that
Okay.
far.
Yeah, because
I'll
you
say
about
that
to
there's
have
a lot
everybody
of
typing
women.
like a million
Like
miles a
I
second.
almost opened the floodgates for what I was about to
You
say.
sure did.
But
You sure did.
but what I will say is that there
Safe.
aren't too many women that will be very honest and say that they're affected by not having their father within their lives. And to be honest with you, I won't even say that they're not even being honest. I don't even think that they really know. I don't think that they can recognize the things and
Interesting.
the issues that they do have because they didn't have their father.
Now that's an interesting point because elaborate a little bit because that could be real deep. Seriously.
Well, okay, so for instance, like, okay, let's just say, like, okay, I'll give you an example, like my wife. So for her life, her father he wasn't in her life. So there was a
Okay.
part of her that was always yearning for that, that father figure. And it was like Father's Day for her is big. She didn't celebrate it that much or really at all as a kid. So because I'm the father of her children, it's a big day for her. Like it means something. Like we can't not do anything. Something big has to happen because she wants
Okay.
to celebrate the type of man that I am. And I mean, hell, I think this probably goes bigger than any anniversary, her birthday. For some reason, it's just a really big deal. And I even watched with how she would cater to me or how she would be with me because it was almost like that man, that father figure that she was always looking for. And at the end of the day, I think even when she did have it or when he would come around, it was
Yeah.
almost like she was getting it from me, so it wasn't a big deal. But she still was yearning for that. I even look at the relationship she has with my father. It's it's like a daughter, and
Wow.
it's something that has never gone away for her. And I'll talk to her about it. She'll laugh and be like, "Nah, I don't be
Yeah.
trying about that kind of stuff." But I see it with how she is with him, and I've also seen that with other women as well. Like they usually tend, like if there's a man in their life that is really respectful and caring and shows a lot of compassion, they normally will tie to that or cleave to that man because they're
No,
getting
no
something
doubt.
that they've been looking for or that they probably didn't even know they were looking for.
No, that's true. That is so true. And I feel what you're saying on that. You know, I really do feel what you're saying. I'm gonna go to some of these comments real quick because I know we
Look, I
at
was
the
gonna say
half
one thing
mark.
real quick though before you do it.
Go ahead.
I didn't agree with that comment with as far as knowing right from wrong, and I'll just be brief about that. It depends
Which
on
part?
your as far as everybody as you grow up and you know what's right and what's wrong.
We're smart people.
Right,
We
I
know the
agree
right.
with that, but I also think that that depends on the environment that you're in because I'll give it to you from where I grew up at, and yeah, people knew right from wrong, but at the end of the day, it's all about surviving to live for the next day. So yeah, you might know right from wrong, but all you can do is do what you can to get to the next day, and that's some people's mentality because that's the environment they're in. You might see things on TV, you might have seen somebody doing great in life, but at the end of the day, all you can identify with is what's going on your day-to-day life. So yeah, you can see right and wrong, but if you're constantly seeing this and this is the way to do it, this is what most people will do in that type of environment.
And that's true. But at that moment though, you still have a choice. Regardless of how it is, and I understand and even respect your opinion, but even still, you have a choice.
Well, watch
There's
this.
always
Give you this. You
okay.
need food on the plate for your family. You
You can
getting these
either
weak
choose to
ass
work
jobs that's
for it or
paying
steal
you.
it.
You getting these weak ass jobs that's barely starting you off at like $11. You
Yeah.
sell drugs and you can make that money that you made in 2 weeks within that same day or possibly within
Yeah.
the day after that, and your family is starving. Are you gonna say, I know what's right and wrong, so I'm gonna keep doing this job and we're gonna try to maintain, or are you gonna go sell drugs because your family is starving and you need to make sure that they're fed? I'm just
No.
telling you,
I'm
those are real men
no.
situations that people are dealing with.
No, I understand that, but even still, at the end of the day, you have a choice of what type of man you want to be. I mean, at the end of the day, I get it. There's always a quick way. There's always a quick way to come
But
up.
it's
There's
not about the quick
always
way.
another
Sometimes you
way.
might be forced to be in that situation. Like, I know a lot of people probably don't feel sorry for some drug dealers, but at the end of the day, I know real drug dealers that do what they have to do to take care of their family, and
And I hear
have
you.
nothing bad to say about that because they're doing what they have to do.
No, and I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I know some real people too, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's still a choice. We
It
choose who
definitely
we
is.
want to be in life. We choose who we want to be in life. But let me and that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. Let me let's see. Hold on one second. Okay. Looks like Tony said there's technical issues. That's what she
Uh-oh.
said. So I don't know what the technical issues are. I see us live right now,
Me
but
too.
uh, yeah, I see us live. We're gonna keep going. Maybe she's having some technical issues on her side. So let's just keep going. You know, you know. Here we go. So I'm gonna start at the bottom because Anthony he just said the choice of right and wrong is something that has to be practiced over the entire course of a childhood.
Right.
That's a good point. It's true. It's a choice of right and wrong. You know, let's go up. Was he or my mother perfect? No. Did my parents have the perfect marriage? Not hardly, but still not questioned. I learned something important from both of them. Okay, cool. That's a good comment from Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Jacqueline says, I thank God for having my father around. It was a blessing for me. Gina, she says, my dad was an amazing man. He was the foundation for who I became, for who
Nice.
I become. And that's
Hmm.
true. That is very true. Now, this is an interesting comment right here because Jacqueline said boys need that mirror image, and girls, that is the first man in their lives. So
That
both
they.
genders lose out. And see, that's true.
That's
That's
true.
true because yeah, that's so true because we're the ones that set that positive example for our sons on how to be men, how to be young men, how to grow up to be
But to be
positive
honest
men.
with you, I learned that
You
from
know?
my mom. I mean, I learned how to be like I learned how to date a woman from my dad.
Yeah,
I learned how to carry myself around a woman. But when it comes to like
yeah,
opening doors and just complimenting and being respectful, like I got that from my mother.
yeah,
My mother was my was
yeah.
the reason.
Same
She's
here.
pretty much the reason why I became that balanced person today. If I think if I had
Yeah.
probably grown up with my mom and dad, I don't think I would have really gotten that full balance. I think because I
No,
started
no
off
doubt.
with just my mom and then moved with
Yeah,
my dad and then they transitioned in. I honestly feel like it was a growing time for me to just hear just solely from that person. From
right.
her, then from him, so that way I could decipher how I needed to be. You know?
No, I feel you on that because, like I was saying, and my situation was the same. Because I had my mom and then I had my older sister. My older sister would tell me how to talk to girls and
Yeah,
all that type of stuff. And then my brother, he would like kind of be like a father figure, my older brother. And then of course, being around a bunch of brothers, up in the Bay Area, when I was younger, that taught me how to be a man as well. But
yeah,
um, my mother was very impactful. She gives me that strength and how to open up doors. Same thing you said.
yeah.
So for us fellas, it's a little bit easier, I think, maybe to be raised without a father. I'm not trying to say like I think maybe
No,
because
because
we're
I
made to
understand
we're
I
made
understand what you're trying to say. It's not
yeah.
that you're trying to downplay it, like, oh yeah,
No, I'm
we
not
don't
trying to
really
downplay it.
need fathers, but it's just
Right.
more so we're able to function a lot. We're able to function better than girls could at that young age, not having a father.
Right.
I think the part where it bothers us is probably in sports. If we play sports
Yeah.
and we
Oh
have
man,
that
that
father
used to
figure there.
bug.
Yeah,
Yeah. That used to bug the hell out of me because and here's the funny thing. I guess my mother and father's breakup was so bad, right? That
yeah,
my father used to when I got older, I found out that he went to like a lot of my games and stuff as I got older because him and I we had that tough talk.
yeah.
When I was 18,
Mm,
19,
that real talk.
that real talk. Like not the oh dad. No, we had the real talk, you know. And so during that real talk, he was like, man, I used to go to some of your performances and I remember this outfit you were wearing. And he was telling me certain things
That's cool, man.
that that only someone would know that attended the show.
Yeah,
Or, Like when I used to play football and stuff in high school, only someone would know. Like my mom wouldn't know how to explain how the touchdown was or how the
Hey,
play
so
went.
watch this.
You know what I mean?
So expose yourself. How did that make you feel in that moment when he was telling you, like, you might not have thought I was there, but I've been supporting you your whole life. I've been right there. How did that make you feel?
Man, to be all the way real with you, man, I cried, man.
Yeah.
I had a full like release of pain that was harboring inside of me,
Did
of
you even know it
hurt,
was there?
because I thought that my dad was somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you
I
know that
thought he
pain
was.
was there though?
What's that?
Did you even know that pain was there?
Well, I knew it was there, but I guess through the years I did an excellent job of hiding it,
Yeah.
of just kind of burying it real deep, like, because I didn't have resentment towards my father because he was my father. You
Yeah.
know, it was more shock than anything. And I was like, "Really, Dad? Like you were there, like for real?" And I remember him just going down the line for like 30 minutes, just talking to me about different things that he witnessed and he was at, and times when the school called him, and I'm like, "The school called you? For real?"
Yeah.
Like it was shocking to me. But then he told me, he said it was so hurtful, when your mom moved on and had a boyfriend. It was so hard for me to be around her because I never stopped loving your mom.
Well, and see, and the
You
thing
know?
is, and I even understand just how, because one thing you already know, I know a lot about your life, and
Yeah,
you've always had a lot of great situations. I mean, you pretty much been blessed all of your life. I mean, just watching just how you did good with just your singing and football and just all
that's
other
very
things
true.
that you've been
Thank you.
doing. And my thing is, I wonder, and you can actually explain it to me if any of those moments where he wasn't around actually did play a part, like when he wasn't at some of your big performances singing. And I mean, hell, you played for a great football team, so it's like I remember them games, bro. Like I went to them
Yeah,
games. So it's like,
man.
that's where it's kind of like it's cool because you get to explain it from a male side as far as if you did feel some type of way, with him not
I
being
mean,
around.
yeah, I mean, I used to always feel like, dang, like people, like I remember when I was in the newspaper, right? We
Mm-hmm.
we got this award and stuff, and I was in the front page of the newspaper, and the first thing out of my mouth when I saw the San Gabriel Tribune,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw my mom that morning, we went to the paper because Saturday mornings we used to
Yep,
go
you
to the
get the
school,
paper.
right? Yeah, so we would get the paper and everything, and the first thing out of my mouth was not the excitement about me being on the front page of the newspaper. The first thing out of my mouth, at 15, 16 years old, to my mom was, "Mom, I wish Dad could see that I played running back just as good as him, when he was a running back at Broad Street High School."
Yeah. See,
Like,
I didn't know he played football.
my dad played football. Man,
Yeah.
check this out. My dad was when I played Pop Warner football. My dad's favorite number was 22. He played
Yeah.
his number was 22, and so when I played Pop Warner football, I was number 22. Because I wanted to be
Yeah.
like my dad. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
but then older, I changed. When I got older, I changed my number. But that was a real hard time for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to front. I'm not even going to front, man. That was probably that was probably one of the hardest moments in my life, like not seeing him for many years. But
Yeah.
then it was very monumental for me because when we talked and had our talk, because I was with, matter of fact, that talk didn't happen until I was like 20. I was like 20, maybe 22 years old.
Yeah.
And when that happened, man, I remember telling my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, like
Mm-hmm.
my whole childhood, my whole everything just got flipped upside down,
Yeah.
and I didn't
And,
even realize that he was there,
and I can
so I'm booing
understand that.
crying at that
I,
time.
I can completely understand it. And it's actually cool. I'm really proud of you for just really exposing yourself and allowing people to actually hear that. Because to be honest with you, it is what a lot of boys, men go through. I remember growing up just watching my friends that didn't have their fathers around, and it didn't make them sad. It actually made them angry. So in a
Right,
way, if you brought their fathers up or even tried to say anything about it, it was like, fuck that nigga. I don't know that nigga. He don't
right,
know that
right.
motherfucker can't say shit to me. And that was just that type of personality that they grew with that. So it's nice because I
Yeah.
got to actually see a different side of it. As far as women go,
Yeah.
that's a real touchy situation because it really depends on how involved that father was with that child. I mean, that girl at all. If he was ever around, if he,
Yeah.
showed up sometimes, because even
Yeah.
women will actually take that approach where it's like they don't want anything to do with them, or if they don't understand the situation and then the man just pops back up. I mean, hell, they've been wanting that situation so bad they're willing to open up for that.
But what's a trip though? Like when I think about like everything you just said and even stuff that I think that I just said, I want to
Mm-hmm.
make a real good point. The one of the biggest things that why I was sad and not so angry is not at one time did I ever hear my mom say a bad word about my father.
Okay.
When I used to ask her like where my dad was, she would be like, "Well, he's working. He's working. He's working. He's a hardworking man." And
Good
so I
woman.
grew up, yeah. And so I in the back of my mind, I always heard he's a hardworking man. He's
Mm-hmm.
working. He's working. It wasn't, oh, that's because your daddy ain't shit. That's why he's not here. Your daddy ain't here because he ain't shit.
Your daddy over his girlfriend's house. That's why he ain't.
Yeah, that your daddy's over there letting one out.
He was
He over there
entertaining his
chasing
other
women.
family.
Right, that part. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom never ever, she never ever like talked bad about my dad, even in difficult times.
Yeah.
When I found out I had another brother and another younger sister and things
Ooh.
like that. It
Yeah.
was like it was a trip. Like she never ever talked bad about my dad, and I think, you know, that made it a little bit easier too. You know
Okay.
what I mean? That
Yeah.
made it a lot easier for me to not be angry, too angry, but more
And I
sad.
and I think for the most part, that's why some of the people that I came up with, did respond in those matters. It was hard for me because I mean, I grew up with both my parents. I mean, like I said, I grew up with my mom, and then when I moved with my dad, I probably moved with my dad like the summer of my sixth grade year, and we lived together until what, my ninth grade year, or I don't remember, but they
Yeah,
ended up getting married sometime in between that. But to be honest with you, that transition, and this is kind of like a conversation of women that are trying to understand that they should let their son go live with their father at a certain age.
man.
I'll be honest with you, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because at the same
Yeah,
time, you can't teach a boy how to be a man. So at the end of the
not at
day,
all.
had I had stayed living with my mom, I'd have been a lot softer. I wouldn't have known how to
Yeah,
carry myself. I wouldn't have known how to
yeah,
be the boy that I was at that age and the man that I am today. So it
right.
was kind of like when I made that transition, it was scary because I was a mama's boy to the heart. You know what I mean? Like that's my
Hey,
partner. We rode
but I
together.
think it's a good thing. I'm a mama's boy too.
No, and
It's
it's
all
it's
good.
not it's nothing wrong with that. But what I mean is, I rode with her, like, you know what I'm saying. And she was going to the store. I'm her partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't, me and my, I ain't gonna dog my sister, but at the end of the day, they had a different relationship. So me and my mom, like, we partners in this. So it's like at the end of the day,
Yeah,
she going to the store, I'm going to the store. I got a
I heard
basketball
that.
game, she at the game. Like, it was just,
That's
that was
right.
our relationship. So it's like when
That's
I moved
dope.
with my dad, that was very hard for me. A lot of
Yeah,
I've never really explained that side of what I felt and how I had to deal with that when I did move with my dad. But as I got older, I understood that that was the best decision that had to happen. So women out there, if you have a son that's getting older and saying he wants to move with his dad,
man.
don't
Let
take it
them.
as a personal attack. It has nothing to do with you. It's another side of him that he sees and that he has to experience. It's not that he can't
Yeah,
come back, because he can come back anytime he says, or anytime you
yeah.
guys feel like that needs to happen. But if he ever comes to you and says, I think I want to live with my dad, or I wish I could stay with my dad, let it happen. So that
No, I
way
agree.
he can be
I
the
agree.
person that he needs to grow up to be.
I agree because just like you said, man, there's certain things that like a woman can teach us, of course, how to talk to them, and
Yeah,
they could teach us, certain things like on how to be a gentleman, and but there's certain man things that men have to teach men.
right.
You know what I mean, Chris? There's
Hmm.
certain man things like, and
That
that's
women
one of
don't
the things
know.
like, right, and only men know.
Exactly.
That's why I love like I'm like even though my son he lives hundreds of miles away from me, you
Hmm.
know. But we talked on the phone, and he called me yesterday because football seasons. He was like, "Dad, I need these cleats," and he sent me the pictures of the cleats. So I was like, "I'm gonna order them for you, son. I got you."
Yeah.
And he's that excited. He was like, "Oh, cool," and then he's telling me about his girlfriend and stuff or whatever, different girls he talks to,
Ooh, that's
and
a
so
right there.
it's yeah, and we have our talk. It is cool. But you know, mothers need to not bash the dads just because it didn't work out with you and the dude. Like, you guys have a child who's just a sponge,
Yeah.
even when he's 16, 17. Hell, even when your son is 19 years old, he's still a sponge because the mom is literally the first woman that he's going to trust. He's
Yep.
supposed to trust
Mm-hmm.
unless you betray that trust. And
Yeah.
even us fathers, us men, we got to leave that door open, and women don't let us out. Like,
Well, it's
keep that
like,
door open.
and
That's
it's
just my little
basically all you're
opinion.
telling them is, regardless of how the situation plays out, it's almost like at your job and you get into it with one of your coworkers. You got to keep your job, so you still have to be professional. So be
Yeah.
professional as a mother. Don't
There you
bash
go.
the father to this child,
Thank
because
you.
at the end of the day, that is this child's father, regardless if
There you
he's in
go.
there or not. Allow him to see what's really going on. Don't paint
That's
the
true.
picture for him. Put the brush down, sister, ladies. Put the brush down. Let
Now,
him
now,
see that picture for himself.
now, real quick, because we got a few minutes left, I want to go back up to some of these comments real quick, Chris, because we talking like we're not even on a show. We just having a talk like we do.
Just a
You know
one,
what
hey,
I
it's a
mean?
personal conversation. You know how we do.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go back up to these comments real quick. So okay, so I'm gonna start with Jacqueline. She says the problem is when the mother and father is angry with each other, they need to deal with that anger without using the kids as pawns. Not
Right.
right. Don't involve the kids in your mess. I heard that. Be grown about your shit. Don't involve the
Right.
kids in the mess. Good comment. Gina, she said, boys need fathers that can show them how to be men and how to protect your family. Fathers are
Exactly.
necessary. I agree with you, Gina. I agree. Diana said, my mom apologized for my dad once when I was little. And there, in that moment, on, I knew she was all I needed because she was there for me every day.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that, Diana. Then she says, did I have trust issues when I got older and started dating? Yes. But I also knew what I didn't want. And my dad taught me that. See,
Yeah.
I feel you on that. You made that choice. I heard that, Diana. Then Gina, she made a comment. Yeah, you guys, actually, this is a real good book. She said, great stories in this book, Admired Man, Why? The Making of an Admired Man. That actually is a very
Yes.
good book. I read
Good.
that
Good
book.
read.
Yeah,
Definitely.
make sure you go check out that book. You can go get it on Amazon because Dr. Chris Hickey, he wrote that book. The Making of an Admired Man. That's a heavy book. Us fellas, we definitely need that.
Definitely
Or
need to
or
read
even
it.
single mothers, real talk, buy that book for your sons if you
Mm-hmm.
can. Buy that book for your sons. All right, Anthony. He says it's far worse for boys if they are growing up in a dangerous environment. I think he's going back to what you were saying about, like, the choices and stuff. That's
Yeah.
true. Carlos, whoo, this is a long comment, Carlos. He wrote a book. Carlos says, I have two daughters, and the amazing gift of being their dad is I want to raise independent young women to be brave, resilient, educated role models, smiley face, and to break society's gender roles and be their own personal fathers. Like mothers play a major contribution in every step of the way. I commend all parents and give love to all mothers and fathers. Presence, actions, patience, love, and understanding are great conversation, gentlemen. Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate
Thank you,
that comment,
Carlos.
man.
And ladies, you can find his book on Amazon as well. No messing
No, you can find his book on Man to Man TV's page in the comments section. That was good. That was good. Yeah. So, and Gina, Gina said that she caught hell when see, Mama gonna tell all your business. She said, I caught hell. I caught hell when I let you move with your dad. No one understood, but I knew it was necessary for you to grow
Bro,
into wholeness. Yeah, it looks like she said grow into wholeness. Hold on, I lost my. So many comments were coming in. Hold on, I lost my space.
at the same time
Uh,
right now.
yeah, literally. But I knew it was necessary for you to grow into wholeness of the man you needed to be. Okay, I heard that. I heard that. Yeah,
Mm.
she needed to let you live with your daddy because he had to teach you how to pee standing up.
Hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, because y'all women can't teach us how to pee standing up. That sitting down shit. Look, and then the other thing, letting your son pee with his shorts and pants down. Stop letting that boy be a booty
Hey,
show in the
don't let him
bathroom.
show
In
the
a
booty.
public bathroom, he being a booty show. Tell that boy to
Right,
pull up his pants and hold that thing on out. Now, if dad had a little thing, I'm sorry. You can't teach it. Probably got to make him sit down. But
right,
in this family, we're blessed. So let that boy stand
exactly.
on up, put it on his wrist, and let it just fall on into the house.
Wait, one more comment. Yeah, ladies, don't teach your son how to pee sitting down. Okay, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Nah.
Yeah, that was just a joke, by the way, y'all. We just mess around here on Man to Man TV.
Hey,
I don't know.
tell you like my boy said it. Let him flop it out. Tell him to flop it out
Flop
and
it out.
go.
Bloop. That's it. Matter of fact, let him pee all over the place so he know what to do
Hey,
with it.
exactly. Clean it up.
Let him pee all over the place. Get a towel, clean it up. That's his thing.
Look. Let me go on and say something because I ain't said nothing controversial. That's your job. Let me see the
We
mean
about
faces go up now.
all the mean faces are gonna go up now. Oh man. Oh, good night. Hey, good night, Carlos. We see you, man. Thanks for tuning
Good
in,
night, Carlos.
Carlos.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for joining us, man, and commenting and everything, dude. Thank you for that, man. You the man. We appreciate you listening in tonight. And then Jacqueline, she said one more comment. She said, I do not have a penis, so I cannot teach a boy how it works. You got
Exactly.
that right. That's just a fact for real. I don't know why. I saw her eyes just went, her brow just went just like this. Like for real. Like that's real. I saw that
It's
right
just
there.
certain things you can't teach a boy and you can't teach a man. So
No, that's real, man. That's real. Hey, so what are your final thoughts, man, on tonight's show, Chris? Because I'm gonna get ready to close it out in a minute, man. What are your
so
final thoughts?
so being that Father's Day weekend is this weekend, just making sure ladies understand that fathers are important. So it's like at the end of the day, whether he's a good dad or a bad dad, your job is just to make sure that your child is taken care of and that child feels loved. At the end of the
That's
day,
right.
if you're having to disrespect that other person, and this is me talking to the men as well, disrespect that other person just to get them to understand what you feel is wrong. Let that child grow up to understand that person for who that person is on their own. There will be some hurt moments. Guess what? There are going to be some hurt moments in this world, period. This is the way God made it.
Yeah.
Only going to make
Yeah.
that child
That's real.
stronger. So you don't have to, like I said, put the brush down. You're not painting pictures. You're not Picasso. You are who you are and stay that person.
That is
But love
so
that
real.
child as the parent that you're supposed to. And like I said, just let God take over that life and let it go where it goes. That's it.
I like that. That's deep, man. And that's a good final thought. And for one, to all the good fathers out there, and even the bad ones, man, happy Father's Day to y'all, man. Happy Father's Day. Even if you're a bad father, happy Father's Day to you. You
Don't
have a
respect
moment.
it. We
Well,
don't
no,
respect it on this show. But
no,
happy
we don't
Father's Day,
respect it at
motherfucker.
all. But we're gonna say happy Father's Day to you, and hopefully that will convict your heart enough to be in your child's life. You know what I'm saying? But most definitely, happy Father's Day to all the dads that that wake up every morning and go to work to some bullshit ass job that they don't feel
Ugh,
like going to, just
that's
to
right.
to make sure that there's food on the table, to make sure they are able to handle their business at home with a woman. That all the people that just want the big piece of chicken when they get home. This
Okay?
this this weekend, I hope you get that big piece of chicken. I hope you get the big piece of chicken, and wives, make sure you show your appreciation for that good father you got. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
That's
Show
right.
that appreciation.
That's
Let
right.
him
You
know
want to
how
give it to him,
happy and
girl.
thankful you are.
You make him feel special. You say,
Make
yeah,
him feel
you are
special.
my daddy. You make sure you let him feel like it's his sweet. He got the kids, but he need to feel like he your daddy too. You want to make that
That's
man
right.
feel special, girl.
That's right. That's right. Let him smack it, do everything he needs to do with it, and all that type of stuff.
Because ladies,
All
you
that.
need spanking sometimes too. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
that is the truth. We already know Tony Breedlove. She likes the spanking. She was on the show doing all that.
That's right. Hey. Come on, bring it fast. Pow!
Bah! Wait, with the serious face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Hey, but I loved everybody's comment tonight. Diana, thank you so much. Gina, Jacqueline, Carlos, thank you for writing your book. We appreciate it. Um, you know, thank you for writing your
Hey, Carlos
dissertation.
did his thing, man. Carlos did his thing.
Yes,
But it was a
definitely.
great comment though. It was a great comment.
Absolutely. It was some great comments tonight from everybody tonight. Anthony, thank you so much for tuning into the show and commenting tonight. We really appreciate the love from everybody. You know, as Anjali Hall just said, she says, talk to the mic, ladies. Yeah, talk to the mic.
Look, it's some women that don't understand that. Let me break it down for you. Put your mouth on his head. And we ain't talking about the one that you talk to every day.
Hey,
Unless you do. And if you do, I'm proud of you, girl.
hey, now that'd be funny. Hey, that'd be hella funny if you see some pictures and stuff of girls kissing their husbands' foreheads. Well, Chris told me to put my
No,
lips
that's
on his
not what we
head.
talking about, ladies. That's not what we talking about. You know where we going with it. I ain't gonna be too vulgar. I saw my mama watching. I ain't gonna be too vulgar right now.
Oh, you're not gonna be vulgar today because your mama
I ain't
might
gonna
beat
be
that ass,
vulgar.
huh? Your
Look,
mama gonna beat
look,
that ass.
look. Me and my boy was talking about it earlier because I said, yeah, I said my mama be watching. I be saying all kind of stuff. And he was like, well, look, no disrespect, but your mama do it too. Damn it, if
Hey,
he wasn't lying, if she done tried to tell me some stuff, I'll be like, Mom, I need you to be quiet. In the name of Jesus, I need you to be
right.
quiet.
Your mama gonna beat your ass. I'm telling you, she gonna beat you. She gonna beat you. And your mama look like that mama that will take her belt out even though you over 30. Like
I don't
your
get no
mama will take.
whoopings. I don't get
Yeah,
no whoopings. My mama
I don't believe
love
you.
me.
Your mom, yeah, she love you, but she will whoop you. Anyway, y'all, it's been fun. Make sure you check out all the other shows. I think Real World News and Hot Topics will be on next week. This is our last show for the season. But go over to the
Yeah.
hottopicstalkradio.com website and you can check out all of our previous shows. You can check out some of the sponsors, you know, Shades of Africa in 2 locations. You can also check out SPMG Media with our very own Gina Smith. Thank
Whoa,
you,
whoa,
Gina.
whoa.
And also Urban Sentinel, you know, with our very own Reggie Kearney. He's the host on Real World News. And also FES Protection. So go over to the website, hottopicstalkradio.com. Check out all of our shows. Check out, you know, all of our sponsors and everything like that. And you know what? We don't know everything, but we know a lot.
That's
And we
right.
talk a lot of shit too. We know a
All the
lot,
time.
but we don't know
All the time.
everything. So make sure you share this video. Tell your friends about Man to Man TV. Tell them about those 2 crazy cats on Facebook and all that good stuff. Because what's going to happen, Chris, like when the show blows all the way up?
Look,
This is your part.
I'm glad
Go
you
ahead.
broke me into the segue because I really wanted to say this, and
I
I'm
know you
glad you
did.
brought me in. So let me go on and
Yeah.
get started. Here we go. Here you go. Hold on. Wipe my head real quick. Here go to serious
Wait.
face.
Oh, you have to be serious. Okay, go ahead. Be
I have to
serious.
be serious right now. So this is what you need to understand. We're moving to a different platform. It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger and bigger. You ran out of excuses this year why you didn't watch the show. You ran out. I done heard it all. Oh man,
Heard it all.
I was at work. Oh man, I didn't have enough battery. Oh, I've heard it all. So this is what you need to understand.
What time does the show come on again? I
Exactly. Why
forgot.
you still asking me that, girl? Don't you got Facebook? Anyways, but like I said, we moving to the next platform. It's getting bigger and bigger. Get on the train now, or your ass will be left. We ain't gonna have that many tickets left. You're gonna be sitting your ass on that train stop, and it's cold outside. We
What what
don't
what
know
kind of
you.
what kind of look are they gonna make?
Look, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up? Hey, remember we used to? No, I don't. I don't. Get into it now, especially all my peoples that I talk to on a regular. I continue to tell you about the show. I'm gonna tell you like this: you gonna know when it's big because I'm gonna walk right past you. You be like, "Hey, what's up? You did your show last night? I watched it. Appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna hit you with that celebrity shit. Appreciate it, bro. Hey,
Oh
all I'm
my
saying is
God.
get involved. We love doing this show. We love making you guys happy, making you laugh. You know, like I said, and I have to say
And we
this:
thank you.
Richard and I go back and forth all the time. But I love this man. This man is a great man. And at the end of the day,
I love you
we are
too.
here to entertain, to teach, and to just really just enjoy life.
Have fun.
And we're trying to help you do the same. But if you don't
Yeah.
participate, that's your ass. And that's all I'm going to say.
That
But
was
thank you for
good,
all
Chris.
watching the
See, I
show this
love
year.
that.
We appreciate y'all.
That was dope. That was dope, Chris. I love you,
Thank you, sir.
man.
Thank you.
Wait. Hey, Jacqueline, she said, I'm there with you. That's right, Jacqueline. And thank you,
Jacqueline
Jacqueline,
gonna
for
sit in
letting
the
us know
front
it's
of
a
the
great show.
train with us.
Right? I think Jacqueline's the conductor. She's sitting there like she's probably leaning to the side a little bit, controlling the train. I feel that, man.
Hey.
But
Jacqueline is VIP outside the club while everybody waiting to get in. That's a clear definition of what's gonna
hey,
happen. This is a
my boy
VIP
Suge too,
club.
though. But Suge too. You know, Mr.
Should too.
Suge.
No. Hold
Yeah.
on. Because there's quite a few people we can run down. But what
I'm
I'm
gonna start calling
explaining
him
to you is,
Suge-nificent.
huh?
That's Suge-nificent. Maybe
Yeah.
Suge Nasty.
Well,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
Suge Nasty.
this is a club. Your ass gonna be in line where all the VIPs just get to walk right in. We don't do no security check for them or nothing. We just let them in. If your ass don't get involved now, you gonna be in that line. Don't. Hey, Chris, hey, Rich, Tony.
I'm gonna be like, what?
Security. That's what I'm
Security.
talking about. Nah,
All right,
real
y'all.
stuff though. Appreciate you
Hey,
guys, man. Love you guys for all the support this
we
year.
love y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We thank you guys so much for tuning in every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We love y'all. Make sure you guys, make sure you guys, if you guys have show topics that you want us to talk about,
Oh yeah.
inbox us. Inbox us either on our personal pages or you can inbox us on the Man-to-Man TV page, because I'm telling you right now, when we come back in August, there's going to be some fire shows, and we want y'all to be a part of those topics. We want y'all to be
You should
a
tell them
part of those
about the one
topics.
we didn't do
What's
today.
that?
You should tell them about the
Huh?
one you came up with we didn't do today.
Which one? Which
The
one?
is it okay to give your passwords to, or do
Is
you
it
have
okay?
to give your password? I can't remember
Wait, hold
exactly
on. You
which
broke
one.
up. You broke up. What'd you say?
Should you have to give your password to your mate?
Oh yeah, that
Hey,
man. We were gonna do that one.
so
Yeah, we
we
were
got
gonna do that one.
topics, but we need y'all to help us out. Give us more.
Yeah. What's the password? Should you have to give your password to your significant other?
Hey, the password is my damn phone. No.
No. Forget it. Anyway, y'all, we love you guys so much. We thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with us and being crazy with us. We really appreciate it. We will see you guys in August. If, like I said, if you have some good show topics, hit us up. Let us know what's up. All right. You've been
August
watching
9th.
Man-to-Man TV. I'm Richard Hall, and you know that's my boy Chris Smith. And matter of fact, go over to his page right now. Go over to
About
Chris's
to get it
page right
started.
now when I close this out, because there's gonna be the after show. Go to his page right now. All right, y'all. We love
All
y'all.
right.
Good
Love
night.
you,
Have a
bro.
good one. All right, love you too, bro. Talk to you in a minute, man.
Later.
Late.
I gotta put my whole hand over the camera.
you gotta you gotta put the whole thing. All right, y'all. Man to Man TV. We're signing out.